Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity for your people to gather on these grounds. Thank you for the journey mercies that you gave to the different people who are now here gathered, and we pray for those who are still on the way. In a special way, we thank you for our guest of honor, the President of our country, who is now in our midst. And we pray that this may be an activity that will not only bless your name, but also empower your people for their future. And so we invite you to be with us in this gathering, in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. The MC now is Acknowledgments Lambert, assisted by Moses Gumisiriza. And I am really glad to be the MC tonight. I am the Deputy Speaker of Gulu City Council, and as the campaign for this time states, that everything will be taken down to the grassroots. And today, the MC is coming from the grassroots, and I'm really, really very happy. Let me take this opportunity to invite the Honorable Amson Obua, the NRM National Deputy Vice Chair of Northern Region, to come and take over from wherever we are now. So, Honorable, you are most welcome.
Acholi sub-region, oye! Acholi leaders, oye! Ajumani, oye! Your Excellency, this meeting is 2 in 1. 2 in 1 because apart from the NRM leaders from Acholi sub-region, we found it befitting that Ajumani is much more nearer to Gulu than Arua. So the leaders of NRM from Ajumani are equally here. So I will request that I deliver my message in a language that can be understood by both. Otherwise, I would have spoken Luo mixed with English. Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, the NRM National Chairperson, and the NRM Presidential Candidate for 2026. Our second National Vice Chairperson and the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Anetamong, all the Honorable Ministers here present, Honorable Members of Parliament, leaders of NRM in your respective capacities. First and foremost, Your Excellency, we are now left with 5 to 6 days to the 2026 general elections polling day. And that said, to me, as the leader of the NRM in this region, the most fundamental question we must be asking ourselves as we now gear towards the 15th of January 2026 is that what do we have in stock? What is our plan as NRM leaders from Acholi sub-region here assembled? As NRM leaders from Ajumani, what are our plans of ensuring that we deliver a landslide victory for our presidential candidate, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni? What is our plan of delivering the other NRM candidates, parliamentary, LC5 up to LC1? Your Excellency, the answer to these two questions requires what you call chora in Luo. It requires mathematics. I wish to state that Northern Uganda under NRM comprises of 3 sub-regions: West Nile, Acholi, and Lango. And in total, the 3 sub-regions have a voting population of 3.4 million registered voters. 3.4 million. Broken down as follows: West Nile, 1.3 million registered voters plus. Acholi sub-region, 800,000 voters registered plus. Lango sub-region, 1.2 million registered voters plus. In the mathematics I'm talking about, Your Excellency, The party has been conducting what we have never done in the history of the NRM. The party has been conducting the Paris conferences where 63 leaders from each and every village in Uganda has been attending. Your Excellency, if we are using the factor tree approach, where we are talking about fish for more men and bring them, especially on the voting day, the NRM cannot lose the 2026 general election. We cannot lose from even LC1 up to our president. Your Excellency, if the leaders of NRM, myself inclusive, were honest, were dependable, were reliable, this would be the results using the chora that you have always talked about. If on the 15th of January 2026, the voting day, all the leaders, the 63 at each and every village of Uganda that we are meeting, only make a choice of going along with each of them. Three voters. Obua, his wife, her name is among the Right Honorable Speakers reminding me. Obua, his wife, the firstborn, and maybe a brother. Those are 3 people I have added to myself as a member of NRM. When we do it mathematically, there are 72,000 villages in Uganda. 72,000 times the 63 people we are meeting who are leaders of NRM and the councils, times 3 people that each should carry to the polling station. This is the mathematics, Your Excellency. We will have a voting population to start with, 13.6 million voters. That is the minimum. 13.6 million voters would cast their votes in favor of NRM on the 15th, on the 22nd, and on the 4th of February. When we look at these other sub-regions, actually you have 4,315 villages. We are meeting 63 per village. We are requesting you to carry only 3. Those are 815,000 votes, 535. And the total number of registered voters in Acholi is 843,160 voters. You can see that is like 80–90% of the total number of registered voters in the entire Acholi. His Excellency has just come from West Nile. I wish to convey the apology of the Secretary General. He may not make it in time to catch up with this meeting. West Nile sub-region has 6,307 villages. 6,307 times 63 people we are meeting, and we ask each on the voting day to only carry 3 more people. That is 1 million votes, 192,023. Can the NRM really score below 50% with all these statistics? Can we score below 50%? Our score should be 80% plus, because this is now the chora we are talking about. And we are asking you, we have agreed as a region that we shall compete. Our mode of competition is what we call the factor tree. Don't walk to the polling station alone. Walk with 3 other people as a leader of NRM. This is the multiplier effect. Your Excellency, with this strategy, there is absolutely no doubt that the NRM must be declared with overwhelming percentage on the 15th. I have no doubt. Let's walk the talk. Let's practice what we preach. Let us go by this proven chora or mathematics. Your Excellency, today I just decided to be your good student to talk about chora and nothing else. And with these words, let me now invite the second National Vice Chairperson, female, to deliver a message and invite you. Victory is on the way, on the side of the NRM. And I have hope that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will deliver a landslide and triumphant victory in the 2026 election for General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and all the other NRM candidates. God bless Acholi sub-region. God bless Ajumani district. God bless Northern Uganda. God bless Uganda. God bless you all. Poyaba, Wunkau Dog Pasho, Factor 3 is the order of the day. God bless you.
NRM away. Your Excellency, we want to welcome you to Acholi sub-region. Can you translate?
Ladit Lobo wamiti wajoli I Acholi.
And to Ajuman.
Kachil kia Jumani.
Where is the translator of Ajuman? We are going to be very brief. Your Excellency, as the Honorable Bu has already said, we have Acholi sub-region here and the people of Ajuman, because Ajuman is nearer to Gulu.
Ladit Kidma Ladir Bua wajukwere watie kanki Acholi Kachil kia Jumani piana Jumani chok bot wakani.
Ba Ajumani re and Rudia Ajugo President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Ndredi Aga Isai.
Your Excellency, we have spoken before you came, and we are going to give you time to speak to your people.
Terereadro parliamentary speaker ni Ojo Tadia Tiatira Ajugo President Museveni Otetare Kurusai.
Ladit Wandong Logo Pimeno Mirwami Chawa Bori Melokilwaki.
We want to thank you for valuing the leaders, the local leaders. It is the first time that you're meeting the local leaders.
Ale Amanzo Ajugo President Museveni Neoposi Ana Ba La Seri Vuru de Sandreko Korere Ungwekana and Ruani Kondrea Itrosi.
Just like you are the president of Uganda, these leaders are the presidents of their villages.
Kit Machalo initie Ladit Malo Lobo Uganda, Lutela Enigine Benegiloyo, Kabir Mapat Magi Aye.
Ba Ungwele Ndrude Ajugo a Irikarega Siribati e.
And the people of northern Uganda, you see here, know the gains that they are protecting, the peace and security that you have brought, and the development that you brought to
Dong luak me kumalume Uganda magugore kanyi, gingeo jemi mabejo dok mapol ma inikelo pigi.
Banya ndele Ndrude Arioni Tajugo President Museveni dele Uganda ni chui kinyaditi di ariote ongo a ibaba a ilea tanampale oposi.
Your Excellency, the people that are here, the LOC1 system, the local government, LOC1, we want to thank you for approving to increase their pay from 10,000 to 100,000.
Ladit wamiti wapui pilotela megamente metedero magugore LC1 kimatieni wamiti wapui piye nige met chiente magichulu gikwere.
I also
Anto posi Andrew Ajugo President Museveni ubatatira anyelisi alodi asiti ninzarura onga elifu mudriga siotuda elifu mialo.
I also told the leaders of NRM from the local level to the top level that you as the chairman of the party is planning to see how we can support our leaders to be able to work for the party.
Dong enben wajuni iti robot lutela papati NRM matie kany ni chakete dero ni o malo ni initi kaneno kit mayro motielo kwere kikeroge wet noguti mabe pipati.
Ajugo President Museveni ubatatira anyi ajugo vuru village yase Paris yase sub-county yase dendrejo asiro anyevo anyebu ite ngoni ya e.
And I also informed them that out of the PDM, you have increased 15 million shillings per parish to cater for the leaders like them, for them to be able to monitor the government programs.
Dong
And Your Excellency, I want to request you, when Parliament starts, let's make an amendment in the law to make these people ex-officials in the council for them to know what is happening with the government programs.
Donc bere en mero po total ni malupe ki program me PDM unity go ye ni umero ge ket chene maromo million para beach mabikonyo lutela matie itedero pinen ni guberu chok do gungiyo yup pagamente. Donc bere en mero lekuni kache parliament uchagotich ingeye umere ye wekatwe gikati ki yo mano wego lutela papati eni gen bene giberu git beri kachoke me local government te dero machalo jo mano giberu kikero men yang kid mayo pagamente tie kwede
entro kameti ubatatira ya zone rezo aru city unkwele Paris development model 3D ezarura kanye eliside kwao na milioni mudili mbito uinza city na idrira voa speaker parliament idiri sojo ania president Nicolea tiki kea kobarura asitru anyi party ni di village ya sedesa kea kori council ni meeting gasiwa.
Your Excellency, the team you see here say they are willing to do everything. The only challenge that they have is transport.
Ladit Lutela maineno gogore eni Lutela papati NRM gitia terra metimu teach duju kid ma ini miro kwede ento gin natika ngayogi ene kid me wire nyume wot me chero kama miro gutiye
the LOC ones are happy that you gave them bicycles so many years back and they are no longer in existence. Now they are requesting for new ones.
Wegi komi LCHL magitieni igiyom pilela nyugari ma ini bimini gi ente miyo chon dong bere pere go balero weng.
The LOC theories are also requesting.
Ba entrodiaria iebudi telera lowa iriria tipa irire elisi aloti patia ampati voa ba elisi natisa a tipa ne olerora.
The LOC theories are requesting for motorcycles.
Wegi komi Mayor Det pe sub-county ski division gitika leko ne umire kongi kipigi.
Elisi natiole piki yao.
Your Excellency, these people have agreed that when they live here today, they are going to go back to their villages, get all people in their villages, and talk to them, tell them the gains, and give them a uniform message, which I know you're going to give them now. We need uniformity of the message.
Jo man magugore duju gutiku ye ni kage dok ikin pachi gebe wot ikaberu duju menene kitiro bodluak be papati NRM dok gimiyo ngech matie maungit marom wege patubed mabe.
And
ba introduare ikirazo eriki olobo ajugo president 7 tira ikongwe baruse ikaba iriritra ikolobo ajugo ridike inira asiru ijadi ikolo be NRM ni ajugo president 7 ni NRM ni pentera kokari ni yoteru sitro.
And for them, they are all ready to go and tell all their people in their villages to go and vote. They will not only tell their wives and their children, they will tell everybody. Who are those who are saying we are going to tell everybody to go and vote? Put up your hands and the president sees.
Dong do en duju matika ilo chingini.
Ejira me.
Jo matika ilo chingini tika wajone gen gibi doge kingang merweyo dano duju pelo tiano gi kimegi origi unyo families gi ken ento dano duju wek buchet bol kui ipate NRM.
Badi area iendrupo durate iovwa iba familia iri tire auko kika kiba iri karega village ya Paris ya sub county ya retro yote tajoa ini jijo ijabe jo NRM nira.
Your Excellency, we know you have come for blessing from Gulu to get 90%.
Ladit wangeoni ini bino kano gum ki Gulu meneni ino kama nok percent piarabungwe.
And you know what Gulu means?
Ini ngeo mabe tian lok ni Gulu ni.
Ajugo ya endro Gulura kika ija esu Diritsalo percentage sira.
And the people of Gulu have given you the blessing.
Dong luak me Gulu ti gumini gumi enoni gumini la.
With
And
the,
Turu Gulu reokwe tutu ajugo President Museveni.
with the humility, Your Excellency, allow me to invite you to come and talk to your visitors.
Wadon chingwa ka wajolo ladet.
NRM oye! President Museveni oye!
Kopangol wakme Acholi Ebinyera I think it will become a vice chairperson NRM female.
La loko won kom papate NRM amego.
Gaga NRM Mudri Yewo Okonziri Sere E.
Vice chairperson Northern Uganda NRM.
La loko won kom pikumalome Uganda.
Gaga NRM Mudri Ewo Amario Ru Uganda Rigare E.
All the other leaders.
Lotela duju matie kany.
Anya Zugo Yote Rose.
I will come here to repeat what was done in the parish conferences.
Wabino kany menuoyo botu lok magberu katetune kar magberu kawot ite parish achel achel.
Ame voendrude aterire meeting itele Paris ya siriendru evo angwa abani au.
Before they went, I wrote a booklet which is here.
Mapeya gichako wot mechiero kamiyo pony I parish achel achel ene choyo book matie bore kenyo.
Meeting de otsarire koro President Osibugura anitedele nai.
And all of you should get a copy when they are here, or they send it if they don't have it.
Dong won duju miero kachipe tie kibuki enoni umiere neni ino kopi ne achel achel.
Zonye subuku de koro endrunyedea akole angisa nye subuku de tro.
In the booklet, I point out the 7 contributions NRM has made in the last, to Uganda in the last 40 years.
Ibuki enoni enetero kamaleng jami abero mapigitego mapati NRM utimo pilobo Uganda.
Buku de anyesua tangbingbi tu deri NRM ori community de ta idele tue Uganda ari.
In the booklet, I use the word brick.
Ibuki enoni enetiyo ki lep meneno ni etiyo ki lep ni lanya.
Buku de anyesua ojo lejo ekwide oviro abuti bikariani.
In the Bantu dialect, there's also a word called Muganda. In the Bantu dialect.
Ilep pajo matiloga ilep paluloki giluo buki ene tie nying magiluo kwere kita eno wajoni.
Muganda is
a band.
Muganda is a bunch of poles to build a house.
Nying ma eno wajo eno ni tien loke ni gonye ni kwore mano gitiyu kwere me yupu odi.
Lejo ekwinai tapatrale kare alugari bati.
That's why you hear Buganda. Buganda is from that idea of a bunch of things.
Eno ni gonye ni jami mano gibamo kachil.
Bantu tisi ungwele Muganda na ekwina tapatrale ti kare alugari.
Uganda is because some clans formed a bunch. That's how it became. That's what Uganda means.
Pien gonye ki kuno deka ke mukene mago bieno go jonge kachel go repe en nyingo aki.
Na biru suru bing biribatia tere muka kare alugari aniri.
So, but in the modern language, the grandchildren may not understand Muganda, so I was using Tafari bricks.
Dong petien loke kare lutieno matino pege niang lep matut Uwego gigonyo machiek ni mero bero chalo matafale magitoro kachiel.
Na ile jok ekwi okorukendre mutufali dire aniri.
So I was saying, how many matafari has NRM put on the Uganda House for the last 40 years?
Donka ene penyo matafale adi party NRM ochano megeto ot machalo Uganda ni bimwake maokaro.
Ekwi na NRM ba mutufali di ya isi Uganda idrai.
That's why I said I have detected 7 of them.
Engino wego ene wajo ni itero pejemi abero mapigiteguni.
Lady Majotaru or itu deri.
They are all here, but today I will talk about only 5 because of time.
Germany enotie ibuk ma enotero ni entotin ibi logo jemi mara mabik keken.
Bugu ribatia singitu deri esura kiendro mata yo touridi.
The first one is Kuch, peace.
Me achel ene lok me kuch.
Atire ebwe.
Now this Ebwe was a problem in Uganda. This Ebwe was a problem in Uganda.
Lok me kuch uno beru peko maditi lobo Uganda.
Ebwe ore olure bani anyetro Uganda ditiri enare mwetare kururi.
And what was causing lack of Ebwe?
Dongin maono weko kuch pere.
Aduta ori bani ebwe ore olure Uganda yoni.
Was because of bad politics.
Bien tela marach oberutie.
Di aluna lase unziri ori kai ebwe akodi ezini Uganda.
At before independence and at independence, people introduced politics of tribes and religion.
Mapeya Uganda no lotken ki karma Uganda no lotken dano mogo chako kelo lok me politics no me lok me wibie mano pogo lok me kaka.
Uganda esu dringo di la seori olure surusi voa dini sisatro.
That politics is force politics.
Lakit lok me wibie enoni meno lok me wibie marach.
Lase na ilase mbiri voa unzi.
The Uganda there is a word chikwangara, something which is fake. I don't know how they call it in Luo.
Uganda tie leb magawechi kwangwala tie lokene jame mapetia da beru chalo gen magi terra.
Lejo ekuya ni tunai anyetro bari maditi si yoki unti oma pelere kore mbia malai.
Sectarian politics is fake politics because it does not address the needs of the people.
Pimeno lok me wibie mabero apoga mekaka meno lok me wibie marach.
Lase ranzuzo suru sinai unti amala lejo bari anyetro Uganda ari oyati droreasi niko.
I am a Munyankore, but I want prosperity for my family and for my area.
Entie dano maaki ankole ento emiro ni don lobo obetie pidano duju.
President Museveni ni suru se ankole go ke kole akideta te suru anirin ni aduteko.
And when I see prosperity, the only way I can get prosperity is to produce milk, beef, bananas, which I am doing, and sell them.
Yo ma eno mo weko lonyo nyodano beru mabe ene menene en weko chako berutie la bolo berutie kijami ma eno mo chero icharo.
Jo adita jo mali esukadri oviro ewoliele na rega kata jo boko sakadri lady ongo lady kanyai kama yezingo ni anidri.
The problem I have is that the Banyankore don't buy my milk, they don't buy my beef, they don't buy my bananas, because they also have the same. I have the same, they have the same.
Pero matie ene ni kama en ipurie jame chao la bolo rinyotie chaktie jo makune ankole pege welo pian genbe na gitie ki jama chelo.
O vidru anirile ya atile kwekare anirinza voa boko sa aniria guarinza ongo nyesua ankole drisa boko a leya a equina tadiko a idria a.
The people who buy my milk, who buy my beef, who buy my bananas are people of Kampala and other parts of Uganda who don't produce what I am producing.
Dong ma wilo chak, ge wilo rio, ge wilo labolo, ma en ikati kwere, ene jo ma aki Kampala, ki kabiru mukene, manoje machalo meno pe bodi.
Batri anitele di jeka wari kole aki Kampala si amala na riba tirisa a kaki jeakpe.
Therefore, when you come to Uganda, to Restocking, and you found I have built a good house, it is because of yes, my cows, but my cows would not have given me a house if Uganda had not bought them.
Uweko ka ini chere pajone Restocking, ini no ne yubu od mabe, ento od mabe ni engi retiki diang mamio chak. Ento labon lo will mage ake Uganda uno en pero mogero ate anone.
Ane ini kari unkwele Restocking naika kiesu ba Uganda ariko jeta aniri na ewako ekwina koba aniko bijo sile wanikpe.
And since I am a serious wealth creator, and I have mobilized other wealth creators, we are producing a lot of milk and bananas and beef.
Donc kit machalo en tie ngat makero chunya da lok manya elonyo ke kelo bene goro ka chel wore mukene gen gitika kelo la chak la bolo mapol
disi ajota tadi tekani drinza e woliele le rigo ba poku karusanza leisa drabakos bakat tita kalei ongolei di karazi kasitiezi.
And very soon we found that the internal market of Uganda was not enough.
Inge manok ginero ni ginyang ni chukara kane gigen chukma Uganda pero mo wilo jame magikate kwere dujo.
Amesu soko taribati Uganda adutere otako.
That's how East Africa came in to save us.
Ene ye kiet madong lo matie East Africa uchako bino me wilo jame ni kibotgi.
Lady opa dra vozibati ewo ngule East Africa riga resa eya drabani soko inzare taribati jejo.
If we did not have the market of South Sudan, the market of Congo, the market of Kenya, the market of Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia now, these industries would have collapsed by now.
Kaono chuk unyolo wil maake kaberu chalo Congo, i South Sudan, i Kenya, chero kwerewa i Somalia cha kaono gipe kono chuke enone jame magechare kono konye dongpe.
Esusoko South Sudan irikolu yo Somalia Rwanda wozibati mbingigari torikolu yo tediti factory tadibati dekarisa dradi ni utrara.
Because of the multiple translation, I don't want to give too many figures because it will take a lot of time, but you can get the figures.
Eno wachi pienne gitika gonyo leb ario mapat pe metetet wel maduong tutwal.
Amoluke risidrojo anole anikojo tanguku asiro matadi ekwine reali.
But if you take, for instance, sugar.
Kani konge ket labole chukari.
O viru nyidu sukari ne.
Sugar we are now producing 700,000 tons.
Kumbeti dong Uganda tika kati kichukari maromo tan alibmia biro.
O viru triadro Uganda kasukari de taungwele tani disindimia tuderi.
The internal market is only 300.
Entro mawile ki Uganda kange wilo tan alibmia dekeken.
Soko tadi sukari Uganda tetemia nadri e.
There is a surplus of 400,000 tons.
Nyutini no we maudong mapege wilo kikany romotan alimia ngwen.
Disitani mia sure soko ne suka okpo.
And the production is increasing. When I was coming, I saw Lakang. Lakang seems to be taking off now.
Dong bene ka yupu chukare tika mete karma ena tika bino eneno chari Lakang bene dong tika kati.
Dini rivo visukari tezo rikadra tuandraga oviro kari ungwele Lakang dia diga risadra sukari kari tena.
Where would Uganda sell all these products?
Dong Uganda bicha to jeme egoni wengwe.
Uganda kadra ata dia zingwa.
I quoted the examples of Ankole, but all Ugandan parts are involved.
Enemy o labole Ankole ento ke neno but Uganda duju mapat pat. Wengiti akata ki jeme mapat pat.
Abateo vidro and koleariao ke wo Uganda diri kodro okotro.
When I was coming, I saw a lot of maize towards the Lakang. Those areas have got a lot of maize, and I want to thank the people for that big production.
Ma eno a tika bino kany uneno anyugi maduong magipuro ni ake area charo Lakangi ma ene meti puo matek luak magitika pura anyugi ni eguni.
Tebe meareri mesu ba kari Lakang na rigarosa serinja alemanzwa yoko serisa kanzanasi.
Maize, we are now producing 5 million tons.
Anyugi keken kumbe di Uganda dong tika puro ton million a beach.
Uganda kadra seri de tani joleri milioni tounai.
But we are consuming only 1 million within Uganda.
Ento mawano chamo 1 me Uganda ni wachamo ton million a chileken.
Ki Uganda adi anyaleri tete milioni alo.
There is a surplus of 4 million tons.
Manyuti dong mano pechame no dong ton million angkolo.
Asediri tani milioni su.
So where would all this go if we did not have the regional market?
Dong kache chuk chalo ilobe ma watene kwetge unope uno Germany ke charo kwene.
Disi josoko esu ankweri koridra soko di kolwing koni.
That is why in the 1960s we had seen this and we had said, you people, our principle number one is patriotism. Love Uganda. We had seen all this in the 1960s when we were still students, and we said our first principle of politics is patriotism. Love Uganda.
Do weko geneno lakit tela mana nen enotere ikine ka mwagali bacheli mi abungweni piera bichel ikare ma ono gen fulo tieno kwano weko ge wajo ni gin mapiere tek ma omior genen ene konkit me maro lobowa.
Andre tadi enare monte eli falumia ditalum diritalum biazi asidi ojo ngbelejo po atiri kole anyile nyafu nintro nyile Uganda nintro.
Why love Uganda?
Pingo mitene wa ma lobowa.
Nye Uganda nile adutasi.
Because you need it for your own prosperity.
Pien wa mero lobo Uganda wek wanduju wadon.
Amala ile Uganda nira nyini tujo mali nyiri resujoi.
And then we said Pan-Africanism. Love Africa.
Mea rio wajo ni umiru wa maru lobo padel chol lobo Africa.
Arizona ajo daro bainini ungwele Africa ridi kolea bakolo alo.
Why love Africa? Love Africa? Because you need it for your own prosperity.
Pingo wan mitene wa ma lobo Africa. Piene wa mero lobo Africa wek wan machalo del chol wadon wachiro malo.
Ro Africa adi anisa kolea bakolo alo asiru bakotu wa mali bari resujoi.
So therefore, when somebody comes to me and says, we as Banyankwere, we as Banyankwere, I say, stand and go away.
Pimeno weko ka ene nero ngatimo ne bino wene wan nyankole ene wajo ni chatan chetchen.
What?
Chatan chetchen.
Satan.
Cherry chen.
Cherry.
Chet chen.
But something like that one.
Zomadizi kia kojoa ama banyankole aniko joa di sitani nyengaile.
So we despised sectarianism because it was fake.
Pimeno weko wano kwero lokman me apoga me kakapian wano ni petiyo.
Disi adioja ranzoka suru sidi irura amalani tatwe kore eunze.
That's how we were able to build a party like this one, NRM, for the whole country.
Ene ye kid ma weko waberu kikero me yopo party madit machalo man party NRM pe Uganda lo.
Disi NRM ni rapa tibane anyetro Uganda nintutu tiri.
That's why we are able to build a national army.
En kid ma bene wa yubo kwere ki mon pe Uganda lo.
Ledio ba asikaria muntara Uganda tiri sara.
That's how we are able to build national institutions, civil service, judiciary, police, and so on.
Ene kid ma weko uberu utwere me yopo jangamente ma pat. Kidoktit ma pat.
Lady Oba Gameti Osi, Dradruza Ngwingbi, Ewo Bakotia, Buideka Kotia, Ridiri, Police, Parliament, so Ampara, Pony, Druza Ngwingbi Gameti, Italian lady say.
It is because of those institutions and the politics which is stable that we are able to create Kuch.
Dong.
Ebwebwe.
Dong tie pi jang dul pagamente mapat ki jang tij mapat ma tie ma opie eno wego kit me kuch tie kwere kumbeti.
Lady Opa Gameti Osi Triaro Okporere Druzangbingbi Voaseto de Iran Asini.
Now, with Kuch, then we'll go to Donglobo, development. With the peace, we have been able to get to development.
Donc ka kuchie wego wabero kikero meneno ni don lobo berutie.
Ebwe kwidara di evu ebwe vuri draba koya vozo etirere ndrereao.
That's how we have got all these tarmac roads going to Ajumani, going to Kitugum, going all over the place. Because of Ebwe.
En kid machalo do neno kwere kumbeti lam ai Kampala machere West Nile machere wa Kitgum enone wengu teme pikuch.
Lady Dranyin Realeti Pelereri Derorakati Uganda e Wongwingbiriga Koyandia Jumani Kitigumu Karingbiriga Reasini.
But then we pointed out that you people, even if there are good roads, tarmac, you don't sleep on the road at night.
Ento mirongeni karibeti guri tie mabe mageli lam won po bur guri ni enoni de wo.
Te leti chui di ani di kolubania asule lam si di sa leti atriko.
You sleep in your home.
Ngarachela chel bure ode.
Nyodu ko nyiri jo a.
Now, when you go back to your home, the poverty you left in the morning will be waiting for you when you come back.
Donc kay dore padoni en chan mai ai wego gang ko diku ni kay doro tieno ichere noti kakuri.
O viru zovo wirai fo pita ko lu nyiri a ta ko na kanyite na anya ngwe ni aganye suati.
And when you go back, the poverty will say, Apoyo B, no, we are still here.
Makai o gang chan jola o poe dugu one put batikany.
Ta kokojo ama inyi ranya ngwira malemo lodri dia.
So we said, you people, I can give you a figure. 19 independence, only 9% of the homesteads were in the money economy.
Pimeno enro bolo la bol. Ikare mao karo pasen abungwen keken palubu Uganda maono dano magitieke lime chingi.
Uganda esudringo de family a iri kakisiti deri percentage se oma tete mudulimbri talo.
91% we are working for what in law we say each keken.
Pasen piarabungwen
working only for the stomach.
Pasen piarabungwen achel padano no pole meregitia tiutich pe igi pe gina chama keken.
Mia ni a sedin zanzale dioriki ebu idere ini nyale aga.
When we came into the government, we started talking about wealth as we normally do.
Ikarma ene donye gamente cha olok ni umyorogenen kit menyelonyo.
Adu gameti di ame dongwe tajoka mali yesuka nidi.
And in the 1996 manifesto, we advised the 4 acres model for the people with small land.
Wege karme ye me piarabungwen wi abichel magitie ye gibeo katieto bodluak ni umyorogi kati meneno model mageluoni model pe eka ngwen tutwale pe joma tiki ngom matino.
Gameti enare mudridi odu voaseka eli falumia ritsalum biazi asidiri ngbe do bani ofu kweka ba voa iriga ridri ojo donya vote kasurari ni voe kasudi toini ngoni ai.
Because at that time there were 2 problems.
Piene kar eone no pekoti ario.
Na inga ditiria ieri.
Problem number 1 was people working only for the stomach.
Pero me achel no pol padano tiu merbe ige keken gen me achama keken.
Ditiria lori baori katandre nzanzana lonya ya ani.
But even the few who are working for the stomach and also for the pocket, we are doing so without chura, without otita.
Ento manok moni maono olo gitiu pe ige ento chiene mo nonge yeni no be tia timone mer la banban la bondiromo.
Ki ba ebuideka a ya ani onko zebani trorisa kaki de atirinzako.
That's how you get the issue, like for instance, our people in West Nile who are producing tobacco.
eno wego ka neno chalo dano ma ono ge ake West Nile do tich gi mere puro ta
disi ofuidoru kweka bau engaka West Nile yarini amalori kikaki tuba usao.
First of all, if you want to get the chura, the audita correct, you must say, what is the average land holding in the family?
Kai mero ni ang diro ne mabeo mero ke penye ni dog ora chiel mono tie ki ngom maromeni.
Disi ebuideka amvuari ni oluzo tui amido fukweka family alo aludri amvu voa irira saizi ningoti.
If you go to the Rugubara area, when I went there, that time the average land holding was 2 acres per homestead.
Kai chiero chalo side yu ilogwara kuja dog ora chiel no giti ngom eka rio keken.
Zoia West Nile yani nyesua family alo aludrile akwasi vo hote kasunira.
Now, that means 1 acre is for food for the family and you have got only 1 acre to work for the pocket.
Tien loke ne nodong eka chiel me pur gena chama eka chiel mudong ene nodong miyoro ki pu ki gen makelo chente.
Lady Koba nyesua amvue kalori nyisoa lo nyadru nyale aga dra lori kolu no se azileni.
Now, when I checked tobacco that time, I think they were earning like 800,000 per year.
Kai neno enta enoni nen chalo no gino kena ka chiling ali mia boro keken pe mwaka chiel.
Sana sibatu bausakadi kakiesua 1,100 ro kinyandide ya ito basi.
Cotton now, I checked with Moses Adi when I was in Ajman recently. They said you earn 1 million for 1 acre per year.
Kai neno chalo pama chochoke karame penyo la dit Moses Ali ino ni eka chiel ino million chiel keken.
Dra anya suudi adro ajumani zeno Moses Ali rifa mwani su akwasi nyesua kingarudia milioni alowa.
So, if you have got only 1 acre, how will you get out of poverty with 1 million or 800,000?
Don kai tie ki eka chiel keken. Ichako nining ki lonyo mano no million chiel keken ki yeni.
Sigbata ko anyenga ingoni zo nyesua 1,100 ro kusa milioni alodia kingantia.
But we need cotton.
Ento pama benemite.
Ki worole rusakara.
We also need tobacco for those who want to kill themselves with cancer.
Ta benemite pijo mamiro mere dene keken ki nongo tuo cancer.
Tuba sole rura malabazi tileka ikodia iria ya ngasi la zangwele cancer siri.
If they want to smoke, what can we do? We grow it for them.
Kai miro ne ipu mere ta me amar ene puro pigi.
Bas tileka ikoseari ni seti.
But in order to grow pamba, you should have maybe 100 acres where you will get one, that will be 100 million. So you can get money from pamba, but you do it on a medium scale.
Manyu nong chene chalo million mia chiel ipama no mere pu eka mia chiel kolo.
Nyini siti esujo tajo milioni 100 akole avunyirisa kolo akwa saizi nanza eka ire 100 liari.
If you have got 1,000 acres, you will get a billion from cotton.
Manyuti kai tieke eka aliba chiel ironongo billion chiel ki puro pama.
Zonyiri eka 100 nyisi tiesu anisa nzara lakai.
So, pamba can be medicine, but for the one with medium size, with big land.
Pimeno pam maromo konyo me chopo pero ento no pore ki jo matie ki ngom madit.
Disi siti esu jonza wa kolea ebu vo tiritrongo saizi nzare.
Therefore, in the manifesto of 1996, I had been doing this from the 1960s. I advised the NRM and they put it in the manifesto that please, you people with 4 acres and less, put 1 acre under coffee, 1 acre under fruits, 1 acre under pasture for cows, for milk, 1 acre for food.
Pimeno wego kai ne chake kar me ye me mwaga aliba cheli mia bungwen ki piara bungwen wi abichel. Ene bero ka wacho ne pe wun jo mauti ki ngom eka ngwen odok piny unene eka chel ki kuma ngwen ne upuro kofi nyomwanyi eka chel upu nyigien eka chel romo petro cham pale wek chalo padiang wek diang ukel chak ke eka chel konyo me petro jama chama
Erijo mdirita Olympia ziasi mido fudi ke ka jovu nyiri ote kasura kole kasude nye buingonia oviro kalori kole anyisa aru taungwele kawani diao erijo naiga nyisa oviro aise tini nyale amalatile trodidiri ziiga nyisa kwe kwidi bati oviro mutumba mombe dibati ongo asediri gairida lonyadirisa.
And in the backyard, you put poultry for eggs, piggery, and if you are near the wetlands, you do fish farming.
Medikum enoni inge ot inromo keto jamme chalo petro gweni gwako pego gi eno nyukai choke kama PPT kare ka gwako rech.
Voa zonya zogu nyisa nya utambawa kusa nguruwe dibati tanakaro mbazoguwa ongo karinyiri jo eire bitambaka de sakari dewa.
With these, you'll be very rich. You will have food for the stomach, but also have a lot of money.
Kai tiyu kidiro enoni biberu be pien olotono jama chamatie kidong chene bene notie ma beri jebani.
Zonye tele diane rekolu tui lonya kolu nyini nyalenda voa azile siti etijonya te basa kolu
Now, some people have listened to our message from that time.
Dong ne chake kare enoni tie jo mago winyo dok bo mago lok magberu katieto neni.
Bazi tieri ofu amakele dira erijom dirita Olympia ziasi
Let's see somebody from Karamoja.
Pimeno konge nen ngarachel ke Karamoja.
On reti madizi aluenga di Karamoja ari lete dutro.
In Abim district. My village here is called Arangetoy West. Arangetoy Parish, Abuk Town Council, Abim district in Karamoja. The mango trees you are seeing here were given to me by the president through Operation Wealth Creation. I received 200 mango seedlings, and I planted all, and they are all doing well. Apart from this venture, I got money from PDM last year. I got 880,000. And I used 800,000 for buying 10 goats. And the goats are there. They have multiplied. They are now 16. Part of the money of PDM I used for buying cassava stems. Through that money, I've managed to plant 2 acres of cassava. They are now doing well. The first acre I intend to harvest next year in January. Then for the mangoes, you are seeing, I started harvesting last year in 2023. The first harvest, I got 6 million. That was in June. Then second harvest in November, not September, November, I got another 6 million. So last year, from these mangoes, I got 12 million shillings. I've been selling to the people around. Actually, Soroti Fruit Factory has booked this mango. They want me to take these mangoes tomorrow, 2025, to the factory. Actually, I've been selling locally. I've been selling 1 at 500 shillings, 2 1,000. And people are buying. These mangoes are very good. The mangoes, trees you are seeing here, are giving me money, a lot of money. And I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Kaguta Museveni, for coming up with the idea of Operation Wealth Creation in the country. This is money. I am not going to suffer. My children will not suffer because of this wealth. I call it wealth now. I don't harvest mango. I harvest money, not mangoes. So I want to thank our president so much. And next year, if all goes well, I expect to get 18 million first harvest. And then second harvest, I also expect to get 18 million next year, 2025. So altogether, I expect to get 36 million shillings. And this money, I will use...
That is the testimony of this man from Karamoja. That is the testimony of this man from Karamoja.
Meno chaden maakibot ngatuberu kaloke en ake Karamoja.
Lady lete madi tadi tedi ewo Karamoja trike siri.
Very far from tarmac roads.
Tie mereka mabo mabene pechoke lam.
Loluvo aleti sole lam siri gasai.
So Dongol over there is not like here.
Meno kuno dans lobone parke kir makanye.
Kari leri diare aniko.
But Lonyo is there.
Ento lonyo tikuno.
Ke malisana a.
So let's see. Let me see. Biamkama, the one who has done not only one, because this one has done 1 acre and then goats and so on.
Imero nyoto ngato kene ma utimo mapat pian ngat ma wanene utimo eka chiel.
My name is Fred Biamkama. I'm a member of Parliament of Buganges West Constituency, Kakumiro District. We are now at our 4-acre demonstration farm. The land we have here is approximately 4 acres. This is a farm we started 2 years back here, 2.5 years back. And on this farm, we have a half acre of pineapple, has 6 cows for 0 grazing. We have poultry, about 25,000 birds, but only 11,000 are giving us eggs. And we have 1 acre of grass. We have piggery. Those are very many, and 1 acre of coffee mixed with banana. Where we are, this is a 4-acre model farm. I did this activity to teach my voters, to lead by example, so that my voters can learn what measure the president tells the public. This is an initiative I learned from the president sometime back when he sent me to learn to Kaumu, to Kisozi. I copied what I copied, this is what I came up with. And you will see as we move, or that side, this side, that's my 4-acre model farm. The house as well. I don't sleep here, but if I would sleep here, the house as well is seated on this 4-acre model farm. When you look at poultry, out of the 25,000 birds, it's only 11,000 giving me eggs. Others are soon giving me, and I get 302 trays per day. Minimally, because 11,000 birds are supposed to give me 366 trays, but because of the feeding method of deep litter, I don't get all the eggs. I get 302 trays per day minimally. Then I sell in a month, you can get a net profit of 55 million. Because you get 108 million, but you can't get all that. You have to buy feeds, pay workers, pay electricity. Remain with 55 million net.
We don't have time to listen to the whole chura of Yamkama because of time, but you have seen what he has done there.
Chawa tima nok enta tamu wonu neno ngo maladit Biamkama tika timone.
So tabani ko taledi indrezon diro ke indreta egoru ngwele Biamkama ne aitele naira.
But we have seen that out of the 7 activities we were recommending in 1996, he has done about 6 or something like that.
Pimeno wonu tika nene kinjama ber magen gebero katieto pere imwaga alibachele mia bungwen kipiera bungwen wi abichel ikine entika timo gena chele enone.
Tebe yokariani erijoel falumia ditsalum biaziasi tatu deri yoledi ya nyantele ani deleri ya luledi.
He has done coffee, bananas, fruits, cows for milk, pigare, which he doesn't sell, he gives free to the constituency, and poultry for eggs.
En kaineno tika purumwanyi tika puru nyigi yana achama tika guako tika puru la bolo tika guako beno pego mau pego ne eoni en miyo mere poka botlo bol kuine kidong tika timo bene gweno.
Te kori de telele di intrete ledi ara ambuziri ya muka wa bugutro voa upegu tasakompa ongo ti salaka a nguruwe di tana tambalena te anyera di.
But if you take only the chura of eggs and poultry, he gets 100, he sells 302 trays per day. He gets 108 million shillings from the eggs in a month. When you deduct costs, he remains with 55 million a month. That is about 700 million a year from eggs alone.
Wego ka ineno ka neno chalo lok me gweno ke ken gweno ki tong gweno ma entie ka timoneni neno kineno noti ka choko tong gweno tray 100 ki aboro makao charo bino million 100 ki piera bichel ki wiye kao kwanyo achara mapat to duju don ki million makaro piera bichen lokene mwaka ki mwaka noti ka nongo chene mapol.
Uga dute haubele wele anyandele gori de atale di imbaire alosi kesua kota 1,100 nasara kiki nyandide ya kesua milioni nja.
This is, so you can see how much he has benefited from just doing some of the 7 activities.
Pimeno kai neno chi niang magoba ma entika nongone ke timo gina chel keken ke kum jama bero magen gebero kaponyo pierani.
Indrera dresu taingoni ya tate tu derima jole di ya te ani deleri ya loki esu taingoti ya indrera.
The 700 million profit from eggs does not include what he earns from coffee, from milk, from fruits, and the pigs he just gives free. So you can estimate the total value. It's very, very big.
Pimeno magoba man ma enno kum tongweno keken million chochok maromo 100 meno be no pia kerie jemelo gwako pego kono pieto mwanyigi kono pur la bologi no pe kerie meno put lok metongweno keken chikenen kit magoba men no
ka million esumia tu deri de ya uga dute itadri guruwe ti dinabati arela kodrosa.
But he left out one enterprise which I want you to know.
En peoti mugina chiel keken umirunge enoni
ke tazi ovia lore yale mitere anyina nyiniote.
And this I can show you from my farm, experimental farm in Lango.
En meroni nyutu ki farm mamege ma enetie kero machao la nyut matie lao.
De Mariam fu alango kadia.
My name is Dr. Maurice Uchen. I am a commissioner by appointment, deployed at State House, and I've been assigned by the President to execute the 4-acre model. And I've put them so far in 10 regional zones in the country. Now, the 4-acre model is an idea conceived by the President to guide our farmers on how to utilize their small acreages of land so that they can earn more money through intensive farming. And here we are talking about enterprises that have good yields and high income for their household. So we have the fish farming, which is one of the enterprises that can be done near the water without interfering with wetland and tampering with water flow. Then we have the zero grazing unit. On the other side, we have the coffee, we have the banana, and also a household needs food crops as 1 acre plus fruits. So this idea of the 4-acre model is to support income for the household. And as I will go into the small mathematics, you will know that it's capable of pulling somebody out of poverty. Now, especially the fish pond, here is about 20 by 50 meter pond, 1,000 meters squared. After finishing the excavation, we stock 10,000 fish. We feed it for about 8 to 9 months. In the north, which is warmer, the fish grow faster. And in the west, which is a little cold, you add 1 more month to reach the same grams. So by that time, the fish will be about 800 grams to 1.5 kilograms. In the market, the fish which is 1 kilograms or 800 grams here costs about 10,000 shillings. So having stock here 10,000 fish, by 10,000, somebody will get 100 million in 1 year. And then when you subtract other costs of managing, which is roughly 30 million, somebody can be able to save 70 million on this fish pond. And in this case, we can put 2 of them in 1 acre. So meaning in this particular acre, somebody should be able to get around 140 million shillings.
Now,
that is for this particular.
That is the testimony of my people in Lida, where I have one of the experimental farms.
Meno chaden matia a kelera kama ene yobo farm matia machala nyot.
Lady lete Mari amfuga lirare e.
They have done some of the 7 activities: the coffee, the bananas, the fruits, the cows for milk, but they have added fish farming.
Gen gutimo jami mapat maroma bero mai kine chalo puro en mwanyi la bolo jami chalo en gumero kin jami bero ne gumero gen mukene ma pat gumero gwakorech.
Te tanguimbie la lera na iga oviro amvudri na tiko vudrira kwe kwisa joingoni na tiko vudrira diara nyandeleri bita mpakani inzalaka.
And you can hear from the fish farming, in half an acre, they are able to get 100 million shillings. When they deduct costs, they remain with 70 million shillings net.
Ma kai neno chale gwakorech magiti atimone nusu eka keken gino chen maromo million 100 kage kwanyo achara mapat dong magoba magino chochok million piara bero.
Biri dega indre zoni saizi ebide atarembazo di tete nusu ekari kike sua milioni mialo zodaidu bulebu na itezori bati pesa kase milioni mutitu teritria ruiko tara.
So when you put 2 in an acre, you can get 140 million shillings net from fish farming alone.
Manyutini kai kero eka chel kagwako reja rio ten lokene mwaka chele bino million 100 kipiar ngwen mano kom magoba madodong.
Disi esujo madile dike bile di atamba otae kandira ere kwina kesua milioni 100 mudisunera.
And we can have these fish ponds in many places, like in the Nile Valley, where the land is a bit flat, like in some areas near the swamps, not in the center of the swamp, but on the periphery of the swamp.
Kid me gwakoreche ne romo timone kaberu mapol chalo e kaberu mogo mano choke dago pe timi di dago kikume ente timi ngere kamano regwake ye mabe.
Ebidi atampaka diani di karite kari abu rega wa vo ameriti esiriga sawa hererele ko ke akoru esiriga sinye ebile di atanembawa.
There used to be a fish farmer on Atiak Road after KO. There used to be a fish farmer there whom I visited many years ago.
Onotie kapuro rech mone maka elubo yu Atiak no echiero yu KO ikar machon enele mukuno.
Madizi ori ebita mbare kari wele KO di gadi azonyi ya Atiak yesi nyesu ana a.
So this is how we advised how to get wealth on the small scale.
Pimeno ene yo magemini kwere tam meneno ni ini no oluto lonyo karipe yo madit ento no etika no lonyo.
And what we are going to push in the new government if you support us.
Dong eno benetie kin jammi mawano bekeri ye chwinywa igamente manyen kawuno miyo chwak.
Ledi leti ramakele ovimali esuzo leti gagasiri ikijongo anyitro baenare muni komwidri na ifu gameti andrakadi igasadi vutalwa ledi yani ritereri.
The government will use its equipment to make the fish ponds and then give them to the people, and then they can run them.
Government mineno ni jami makonyo chalo me yo en dam nyoka gwako rech. Government bene tie wek no gemiyo bod dano konyo ki dano me yopo ka gwako rech.
Gametika chuma ebi tampazo vo ebi tampazo diane di tezori kera.
We have already done experiment in Limoto wetlands. Let's show them Limoto briefly. That's one example. In Limoto, near Palisa.
Man kit magitimo kwere la bolle tie ikabachel matie Palisa.
Anyandrelele di ite Palisa.
But in all this, we must not forget irrigation.
Ento kaitimo eneduju we upeo mirowil ilok makwago pi man magekiro nyo pi mageywayo pe konyo tichi egoni.
Ki taitele angude iga kole igwe kuri ei utebuare auko ki ei engbalesa engbare bati ovi.
NRM is a party of enlightenment, of telling people what should be the best.
NRM party tie party mayabu wangdano biro katieto bodano ngo mabe makonyo maloyo.
NRM ni katanze banya nyetro ani party tanzedi nyitaide chowi pelere ni nkoni anidire.
Therefore, irrigation is a very crucial part of modernization.
Pimeno pi ma gekero onyo geywayo kakera ijema pura pere tek total pu idiro manyen.
Disi ovie yi engbato engbadi anileti okporere e asirwadi ndrea bakale choeti ingoni ya e.
Let's see where we have done irrigation in Bushenyi.
Kongwa neno kama wakero na kipi ni Bushenyi.
This is where our model plantation is. Plantation which you've had, we've already gone beyond 50 tons of yield per hectare per year. Matoke is very important part is water, but especially in the dry season. So here we are using irrigation, drip irrigation, as you can really see, using water, especially in the dry season. Drip irrigation, the advantage with it is that it sends water where it is required. PBD does not depend on national water. We make our own water, which we pump every day. 90% of the water is used for irrigation, and the other 10% is processed for use in pilot plant and estate residential areas. This farm, as per NEMA allows us to use a third of the water flow. But in the dry season, we even just use 12% of the water flow. So there is still enough water which we can pump. We've already finished the feasibility study to distribute the same irrigation water to the farmers, mainly along the water pipeline. So the structures you are seeing here are mainly to do primary filtration of the water. You have seen all of the water to do that aeration. It's our water in the western region is full of iron. So we always reduce the iron content by passing it through the air. Each of these pumps 40 cubic meters per hour, and it has a lift height of 140 meters. That's why we are pumping it 110 meters from here. We are standing is 110 meters below the reservoir where it's being pumped. You see these ready tanks? Those ready tanks are full of sand. To again continue the filtration of the water. We are using drip system, which uses very, very fine water. We should not be having any floating particles to block the system. Many people, when they hear His Excellency talking about 53 tons, people wonder if that's possible or not.
Now,
you'll be able to see.
Now, the important thing there is that in that plantation of the government,
Na tandele okoreri ovi yengbadzonai gameti atuma usule na ovi gari.
Because of irrigation and fertilizers.
Totuale pi man magekiro pi nenu chamudon kidong fertilizer magemio pi nenu bene chamudon yot.
Na yengbakana onko orini tui mwakara ubale oriko zoasini tui na
We harvest 53 tons.
En pedero eno ne wero.
From 1 hectare.
Pedero eno ne wero ki eka chiel keken.
Not acre, hectare.
Ki hectare chiel noti eka rio tonne angwen. Wero noge kwanyo tan pierabich wiadek.
Eka riga na nyesua edu tanisi ota mdite ulibi nara.
The Wanyankore nearby, with the gardens, they harvest only 5 tons.
Dano matie choke kaberu ni enuni jome Nyankole magatie choke kaberu eni eka chiela gino tana bit keken.
Hectare, not acre.
Hectare achiel gino tana bit keken.
Ki gameti dri kurega ewo Banyakole nari eteler niri jointe hectare garini nyesua tetea idele na iga kekesua tani tou.
So we are harvesting 10 times more than the Wanyankore.
Pemeno pagament ne magitika kwanyo ki poro loyo nyayo chochok tiana pa kai por kiman pa jome kin gang ma kwereni.
Gameti idele ni naiga ka ba di irinte vutou.
So therefore, this is the 3rd brick NRM is putting in the Uganda House by fighting for wealth.
Pemeno man matafale me adeke ma en mapate NRM tika doto ne meneno ne nyayo lonyo ikin gang.
Here I'm concentrating on the smaller people. The big ones, I don't have time to talk about them.
Kakany en tika lok ikom wan mekin gang pijo man madong kitie kilim madone en peti alore kumbeti.
Lady mutufali namba nazo atebe majoleri ionko banzanza ko anituledi gai.
Now this brings the issue of restocking. This brings the issue of restocking.
Man don't kela pilok man pe yub me restocking.
Because it is part of wealth creation.
Pian eno ne tie bud yub meneno ne lonyo uberiching dano.
Lady kamezida ewo ti ukwezoriga amalani leti alwanisa mali ejizori dire.
Now the wars and the cattle rustling and so on destroyed cattle in some parts of Uganda.
Luen kachiel ke yako die mage yako urwenyu die ke chingdano.
Oja Uganda urudi aisiri oba ti bazi titito resa igwekea eatini ncha.
And in our systematic way, we fought to defeat the terrorists and start restocking the country and developing it in other ways as we have seen.
Donc kidero mawatiyo kwere walwenyo mejoko lutima ranyini enoni wego kumbedo watika neno kitme neno ni die yudugu ching dano yume restocking.
Disi leti ati taubazore risi atiri odioja baoja undrukadi iru ongora di ivuri kolea ingwitidi bati oja nyale di atini.
The war was in many parts of Uganda, but where it the most was mainly in Acholi for a long time, and with spillovers into Lango and Teso for the latest.
When giro beru mapat ente I Acholi kando beru pikare ma large ma wie mogo unyete odonyo ilao mokeno donyo kwere Teso.
Ojadi onyantansareri ba Acholi ariao Lango trovoa Teso sisa karu tro.
But earlier on, we had big wars in Arua, West Nile, in Masaka. The whole of Masaka was destroyed. The whole of Mbara was destroyed. We had those earlier wars.
Entre Karmachon, Luen Beno Berutie, Kaberuchalo, Yarua, Nile, Area Masaka, Mbarara, Mao Balo Jim Marajo, Mapol.
Ke oja tiati olo West Nile yasa ngabamze tirire adzo ewomparara tirire gasa.
But actually the war lasted there very long, for more than 20 years. Then there was spillovers in Lango and Teso to some extent. Then there was cattle rushing from Karamoja.
Ento i Acholi kan wenyo ri pi mwaki makaro piarario ma wiyo piato don mitao uchiere teso kidong mete ki yako diei meru katime ikara moja.
Oja Acholi adiari leo diru toto kinyanzao ta kinyamdirira ogwe paka lango a teso a voanti a ve karangmorja satora.
So as we were systematically beginning to restock, then lawyers came in.
Doi kar mage chako tiki dero menene dieo duge ching dano lo pele dao chako bino.
Ari tadialetini o bare tete re.
Then the lawyers came that we must compensate.
Lo pele dao chako no mioro ke chol dia chola dia maurwen.
Ke batikirire unkwele lawyers litiojo kole atopasika kukwebadi.
Who is to compensate and compensate what?
Anga mao mioro chol dako mioro chol ngo.
Kira lazini adikata di ukwe onko adi adini ukwe yao.
Because the war started long ago, before many of us were even involved.
Bien luenyi eni uchake chon mabere jomokene chalo gen jomokene no be pia gi donyo iye.
Amalaoja di orieze esuvoa amazibati de sa lako.
And also many things were destroyed. People died, buildings destroyed, time wasted.
Dok bene jem mapol utim ubale machalo kuo padano rueny wa ori bene gibalo kare padano bene ubale.
Sa tangu ivoloruni ta jo so nyoru ogwe ongo akwase igwe sa igwe runzo jadi obai.
But my approach is always a peaceful approach. I say, okay, if they say we compensate, let's start. Here is the money.
Ento kita engu juitero kwere ke jamene ter yo mamul iwa ine kakumena yela pe genen kit mechulune.
Kidrama irajo drojo deni kola ukwe badi ale bwe ao.
They started taking money.
Gichako chwalu chente.
Tidulera.
Up to now, they have taken 159 billion.
Ni o kumbeti ni chene madongi choro billion mia chel kipiara bidwi ya bongwen.
Eta John Didria road draota billion mia lomutitoura.
But when we would check, we would hear people, the impact on the ground, we were not hearing it.
Ento kai ngiyo kore, inoni aduki ne pe winye kingang.
Kizovua nyundru taria itenini nyesua siti badi esule di entre anisako.
So that's why I said, why don't we discuss and see, is it not better to have a flat approach?
Ene gin mo wajoni, ene gin mo wewa, ene tamoni, pingo pege nen di romo madaweng gemini gewel diang marom.
Disi ajo leti chweri kole au vibo kwe jodi ingbe poko viru vikwa.
Whether you say you had cows or you didn't have, start now. We give you some cows and you start with that.
Karibere waj ni no ibero kidiango nyo ibero pe kidiang kongdong gemi kidano weng duk audio weng.
Disi ajo tejo nyigwe tira ya nyigwe kuru ya sakole aido tikwe ka hokwe tingine.
So I said, let's discuss. I called the conferences in Teso, Lango. I even came here. We were here in Unyama here.
Pimeno wego ene luo kachoke ne ginyamtam luo kachoke madon mao beri Teso beri lao kakany kama wati ye kumbeti ni bere ene yubo kachoke ye.
Disi ajo kole ataki zoro lady oba taoriri zuka lango ara Teso aravua dia tulia dia sata izurura.
So they went back to discuss, and they came and reported. First Teso, Lango, then Acholi followed me when I was already campaigning in Arua. They came there.
Dul magi keringe kachokene gu cherro gu nyamutam kidano gu kate kitamgi jome Teso kilao gu mi report jome Acholi gu cherre karma no NTA I campaign I West Nile I Arua kacha.
Disi izuta di okwe ripotira ongo Acholi adiari ripoti di okwe anini ilia nekai jajo Arua si.
So they all agreed that the equalitarian approach was better.
Pimeno giyeni nero mane gipok idogo la chel gipok wele marome dokbe.
Disita irura leti erijo arude equina asirukolu leti tuiri itadi de joy.
In Acholi, they also said, but yes, the equalitarian approach is better, but Acholi suffered longer, and so on, they had some points there.
Entropy Acholi, Gimorone, Pocodien, Wel Marom, Idog or Achela Chile, Begijolo, Entropy Acholi, Pian Pero Meluenu Ri Matek, Genano Dog Deer Mukana Gemericume.
O Viro Oja di Ojo Onya Bangwingbi, Acholi Uzora Mala, Ojo Onya Ipara Kyojo.
So I said we shall study all that. So when I got this, I had to postpone my rallies in Lira and Kole, which I did yesterday. People have agreed to the idea of the equalitarian approach. Now you sit and discuss how to do it.
Wero ikarema Acholi lao tesuguka teki report madonge moro. Wero ene wero rally maono mirebet kwere ilera ke kole ichere bedo ke cabinet penye wajoni jone guye gukate ke tam negi pok dien I dogola chela chel dog ora chela chel pimeno miro chwak tame enone giberi ye ke cabinet
disileti da a ilera tadi tezori ate mesu ripoti de ilima ija karizi gaki adu mungwe minister maride adu ari amuba tadi atini dra a irula kara.
So when the cabinet sat, they said, instead of cows, why not money?
Doi karma cabinet beru penyo beru tiene mega kamiyo makum dia pingo pege mi machente.
So I was campaigning. They told me. I said, okay, if that's what they want. There's money which was already planned.
Donc enone cabinet beru no enti rally campaign. Ento malogo o barwe okay kakumena yela pe chene moni tie maono dongi kerro ge yubo
ki minister ya izuta nika ojoki tiu kwe kaosi dia okwe city ya okwa dotasia dra president leo jo city le city
so they transferred the money 80 billion on their account
pemeno chene maono ge kerro tiene ge kwanyo ge kerro account billion pieraboro
disi city billion mtiarori o zero account yara.
But then a new problem came up. Said, which list now?
Si dog inge chot pero mo kena dog bino. Donge chako la penye kom negi tiyu ki nying mene list mene.
Dra ditiri ya diri ba o kwele di ingo bati.
Then there was list machon.
Onotie list machon. Nying machon.
There was the old list.
Nying maono dong tiero machon ne.
List is bazi rua tia tire ya a.
So, but the old list had some problems.
Endo nying man maono tie list machon no peroti ye.
Boa la kana ru baleo kuna ikasa tire ya a.
So, I have now decided that we are busy. We are remaining with a few days. Let's finish this work we are on. Let the money stay on the account, and then we have time to discuss properly how to move, all of us.
Pimeno enetika tiyo jokone one nino manok maudong metia koyeni kongi chop ka wekwa bet kikare maoromo meneno yo matie mabe maopore pichopo plane anone.
Disi ajuta ikori ijandra gadi ikpa asiru voaru kabani sake ditirite sule Weli ba osile di tide ani de sa carry to Roa.
As I expected, when I was in Arua today, the people of Arua said, but we had war here. How about us?
Ikarma entino no eti Arua, kete bero kabeko ne kwere, jo Arua kate gen bena gebero ke luen kuno.
En rumengare Arua ri, ba Arua ri so zia ile kita isa oja onya itodi.
And then I was campaigning through Parisa, Bugisu, Vasinia Karamoja. They said, oh, but you remember, you man, you have forgotten that we are being ready all the time. How about us?
Doi karma ene bero kachere campaign chale area me Parisa dokwere malo kuja. Joma kuno be wani yendong wiyo wile komodo one penge ni kara ke kara no kitika yako die wakany.
So I said we are going to address all of you. We are going to see how to handle all of you. What we want are more cows in Uganda.
Chi ene wajoni enoni Gibineno yo mechopone pian gin ma enemiro eneni diayo miro nyama pole lo Uganda.
Te karizi batiga risa virupali sa ingoni na tisa ekeluzo dira kidrania Irani ujo taana lele ritikolo Uganda anzai disi lejola karekaronrera.
Uganda has now 16 million cows.
Kumbeti dong Uganda tie ke diay million apara bichel.
Driati Uganda rota milioni mudilimpia ziara.
And they are producing all the time.
Bena gitika nyual ginya chawadujo.
Vua sa tirusi tidi koti.
Or if people get money, they may do other things. They may not even go for cows.
Dano no chene dongi gengak mer katimogi no kene pe dongi ne lo kadiang bene.
Zovo kwesi tiao baziti tidi zereko kaita ziovide asinya onewa.
So that is all part of wealth creation.
Meno yo meneno ni lonyo unyai chingdano.
Lady Poleti ovi mali esujore.
The last two tafara I want to speak about is jobs.
Dong matafale ario maudong magichano ene mero lorie pilok metich.
Dre uwe ritatia sere kama letua majota tia rure zire alore e uwe burire.
How you get countries losing their way forward when you hear they are stuck, fighting, what? It's because they don't know what to do. They don't know where the answer is.
Kai neno lobo mogo no mergo gero luenya ye pegengeo kamo miorgo cherie. Eno time piano dano pengeo yuango ma miorgo kwany.
Zitisi nyesua bakarongba karizi batiga disi dia leti tade atide ande karo droengone ani lakola atakondero laka.
Where do the majority of jobs come from?
Teach mapol maumior nyai ching dano aki kwene.
Disi karie bude nzanzari kenga ingwesi.
Some people say the government.
Jo kena waini tijumiro aibor gamente.
Bazi tiojo e bude gametia.
That's a wrong answer.
Eno kakara.
Di impire.
Because the government jobs altogether are 480,000.
Pien teach magamente mio teach pagamente wen kage bamo kachel weleti alimia ngwen keken.
Ebu gameti riri yote si job akari alogani tete 1,100 sumutiaro.
We are now 50 million.
Entro annuele me
apaka milioni mtito.
How can 480,000 jobs satisfy us?
Don't teach alimia ngwen keken. Romo waning million piara bitkulo.
Disi ebu tete 100 sumutiaro de kaba milioni mtito de ni kota ingoni.
Let me show you where the jobs are.
Don't work when you took a matit aki here.
Let's
see Basangwa of Kamuli.
Mzee Sangwa Johnson, Managing Director wa Jeka Poultry Farm. Jeka Poultry Farm eyaganibwa Bukwenge, Kamuli Municipality, Kamuli District. Mu 2007 twatandika obulunzi nga tutandikira mu Kamuli Town Council by then mu plot yali 50 feet by 100 feet. There's a foot ya 5 ku 10 eda itaka. Tutandika tutya twali nga tulina ebyobufuzi wano mu Kamuli nga waliwo ensonga nga chairman wero C5 omugenzi kawuga bamwidukira katonda mu ekyumulo ky'emirembe nga bamutoyiremu abantu banja abatamu application nga bali kwenda okufuuka ba chairman ba 5. Ai president yaida yatulungamya yakoba tubana abantu mwena temusobola kuba ba chairman ba 5 aye abantu mujje mukola emirimu egindi ng'okulunda yayogera kulunda embidi okulunda enkoko byonna yabyogera nze napikinga mu kyokulunda enkoko natandika farm mu 2007 n'enkoko 5. Sawa dino wendogerera ku farm kuno tize mabega ntambwire president yaida yankyalira mu 2010 nga nina enkoko 5,000 yasanuka ino. Sawa dino tutambwire tulina enkoko 2,000 tufulumya amagi etro 2,000 buli lunaku. Etro 2,000 divaamu 2,000,000 buli lunaku. Omwezi diba 6,000,000. Omwaka tuba tuli mu billions 6 n'ekitundu etuba tukola ki tuyingiza. So tuwulirize omulamwa gwa president okuva ku kiseera ekyo twakati katukigiireku. President yabaire musanhufu ino ku bintu byenkoze era nga buli kaseera nkyekingaku. Wendogerera kati tulina abakozi 300 betukozesa.
Now, the testimony of Basangwa is that in 2007, I went there and I found them fighting for the job of LC5 chairperson.
Dong chaden man ma ladid Basangwa tika wachone ikare ma okaro en chero kono no gitika lweny melar meratit meberu won komme abich.
Oda madi anyandelele ditire ari andra ni mesu or kika kioja di office elisito direga.
I said, you people, how can you fight for just one job? You are so many of you. The job is one. Why don't you do other things?
Cha penyo gine won jone uchako lweny pe kabera chel ene ke ken me won komme abich. Won duata pe ngoponen gino kene.
Ajo anyoja di office alu desi adutasi anyizitio futasi dere au kwadosi.
Then I told them what I'm telling you, the 7 activities, the ones I've told you.
Chi eneti robot gi gina chel maiti katete wakumbeti lokman maneno dero abero mapatpati.
Desi adu mite de tem to fai majole tu teri de ovie bungwingwi dezo de ao.
Basangwa was a poor boy.
Basangwa unungati mo magimone pe.
Egoru ngwele Basangwa nile di Yesu ane madia nisa mali nzatoriko.
He only had a plot in Kamri town of 50 feet by 100.
Notie mere ki ngom mo matitidi ma lache tie feet piara beach bone tie feet 100.
Vodi arure saizi ne gangwadro kamulia mita dito uongo mialo.
Not meter foot.
40 feet.
Ungwele fiti de tete dito uongo mialo.
But he picked poultry farming for eggs.
Ento uchago lok megwako gweno.
Oduoria utampaka hau mudito use.
And he's now producing 2,000 trays of eggs per day.
Kumbeti dong tika choko tray alibario metongweno nino kinino.
Draka ubele tra taungwele tray na ega paka elifueri Jeremia toutro.
And he's earning 20 million shillings per day.
Matika nonge iye million pierario nina chela chela.
Kasi tiesu milioni mudiri odu alosi.
That is 600 million shillings a month.
Maka nyayo bino million mia bichel due kidue.
Na milioni mia asia impalo ai.
That is 7.2 billion in a year.
Manyuti mwagachel no bino billion abero tanario.
Na milioni eri 1,000 ritro Kenya ai.
So Basangwa now is a jalonyo.
Kumbeti dong Basangwa tie lalonyo.
Disi egori ungwele Basangwa ledi drae sutara.
But his wealth has also created 300 jobs for the other people you saw there.
Ento lonyo enoma dong enti kwere do ti kunyayo teach bot dano mia dek madong kumeru choyo ki chao lutiche.
Somebody who had no job. Somebody who had no job.
Ngati mo ono tiche pe.
Kie budria rua ni tele na okwe ebu bazinira ongo ba irudi ebu akoriti.
Has now got a job for himself.
Don kumberi tiki teach pe enke kene.
Dre suki ebu enira yangasi.
But 300 other jobs for other people.
Ento nyayo teach pe dano mia dek mukene.
Voe bu otamia natatro bazinisa e.
This is the anatomy of economics.
Ene dero magitiyu kwere ilok makwago nyayo lonyo.
Lady of V, Mali Sujore of Viatazori.
Jobs come from wealth.
Teach ake kom nyayo lonyo.
Ebu kenga Mali Suraga.
Now, this is for agriculture.
Man ake dero mepu.
Drao V amfudri golidire e.
Let me show you factories.
Wekongwe nyutu ke ichuma katetu jame.
Drama ngini factories ite the lady.
That big town you see is a new town near Mbare.
Eno meno town maunen meno town manyen tie chok mbale.
Town ya nyandelele di town udere karim pale na ilaga.
It has got 75 factories now.
Donc kumbe de tie ki kateto nyonyo factories pat piera bero ya bidong.
Drala kana factory ngbingbi otapaka weli mutitu derimbi tou regara.
But let's enter one of them and see how many children are working there.
Kongwe neno iachiel keken we nen we lutino matika tiji ekono.
Now ni weli ba buide kanare nyindre arasia
See how many children are working there.
Nen kong we lutino matia tiji ie.
Nyindre batiri buide kanare sia.
In the whole industrial park there are 12,000.
Maka echero kuno kama chuma ne weng piera bero ya bichitie lutitie aliba pawi ario.
Kari alodiga nyiba weli esu tere.
They are just in 1 square mile.
Mabena gitie ikaberu matiri ti square mile achiel keken.
Kidi tete kari square mile ya loga.
That is Mbale.
Meno ti Mbale.
Na Mbale ga.
Let's see Namambe.
Kongwa neno kaberu mukene magaloni Namambe.
Kari prezi Namambe gari sadi ndrea.
That's a huge new town.
Meno town achiel madit mapuruch ila eno.
Na town ogorogori.
Previously there was a government forest there of eucalyptus.
Kuno kama okaro no mere ge pierro kuno kala tut keken.
Na andrani karatusi ori bakusa wadute.
Where they used to throw dead bodies.
No chero mere ka bolie dan moto.
Ori na adi baru wow.
Now it has got 273 factories.
Kumbete dong tie ki factories nyoka yopo jame 200 ki piera bero ya dek.
Kidra factory ngbingiro tana 100 mutitu derinera.
Employing 44,000 people.
Madong utirumio teach iching dano ali piera ngwen wi angwen.
Basi le bugare ota elifu mutisu limpisunera.
Let's go to Kapeka.
Kongwa chiri kaberu mukene magaloni Kapeka.
Draba kovu Kapeka ni ndrere ao.
That's Kapeka now. This was a war zone where NRA was fighting.
Maoneno chele chane geloni Kapeka kakuno uberu kama lwenyo berechon ikarma NRA tika lwenyo furilum.
Lady karungwele Kapeka na inko jala kanza NRA muisa eyare komwiti ojari yongbarunatro.
So you the NRM leaders, I am equipping you to know what to tell the people.
Pimeno wun lutela me NRM maogore kanye eneti kamini wu ngej kidero pingoma wun romo tieto ne kilwak.
Disi endruma ngini morike anyi ampa NRM mutiri asiro anyi fu anyi ba anyiri ni adota joya
Because people have questions in their heads.
Piendano tie kila penye wigi.
Amala ba dibati ya drigala zia azile anyini
How will I get out of poverty?
Dano romo penye ni ana romo ake chan nining.
Lazia lona amenga tako asipini ingoni.
You answer him because you have got examples here.
Wagiminu lagame.
Anya iya wani ndrete lete zibati deara.
How about jobs?
Tikono.
Rai buile.
The answer is there.
Lagame benobero kaneno ne kumbeti.
Inane sate ndrele diara.
Now finally the other Tafari, which I don't talk so much about except in the press, is regional, is Tafari number 6 of regional integration.
Me agiki ma NP mar logie to twal matafale gero ma chano me agiki enaye neno ni lobe man ma uripe kachele winye kirepe oberikingi.
Mutufali Asia zona ajota drieru nzanza kori vo ingbi oviru Kenya Uganda inkoni East Africa ride andi bati kakire mukare aloga inkoni ya
The fake politics. You don't hear anybody talking about Africa.
Lakini lok me will be a man ma petiu pebene. Pebene winyu jomokene logo ngo mabe pino medel chon.
La se anda kurisi indre bazitidi kata yo la se tui karite ngwingbi de kare mu inkoni aniri driko.
How will you develop if you don't talk about Africa?
Dong ini chako neno ni lobo wa don ni kabene pe loga pilo pe del cholo ni lobo Africa.
Kivu bari ko tuingo ni jojo ta vo ruba inini Africa di dikoi.
Where will you sell the products?
Wacharo jami kwene.
Niso ko eswingo ata ngiri de azijoy.
Where will you get the raw materials from?
Jami mukene ma wamiro me konyo me yopu jami borwa kan wano ki kwene.
Ta factory ebule de bati nyesu aingoa.
Because we have got some factories which get raw materials from other African countries.
Yan watike ka yopu jami nyo factories mogo mamiro jami me yopu jami mage yoboni mano aki lobe mukene.
Amala factories de ziti te a ebule riadi edua vozibati yangweri itise Africa rigai.
Like now, the exports of Uganda have grown so much. They are now more than what we import.
Kumbedeka ineneno jami malobo Uganda dong twalo kachate lobe mawago dong duong loyo jemi mawano wilo ki wago wakele Uganda.
Ovidra Uganda tazijo angweri uturanza onde Uganda edzile dzirira.
But some of the raw materials come from other countries.
Endo jemi mukene mamita ne umiro yopi jemi mawacharo wago ni.
So,
jami ne umiro wakele ki lobe mukene.
Ki Uganda kata dizi tiedzi angwesi.
If you do not work with Africans to unite the market, what is the future of our grandchildren and children?
Pimeno kachepe watiyu kachel ki lobe mukene pa del chol meneno ne winri pa berutie anyim me chokwa pejema yobo nong beberu ningo.
Disi jojo taru vuini di nire mukani triko batiri bari di ya liti tilega recall winkoni.
So this booklet is here. All of you should get a copy.
Pimeno book and ma enberu kateto jame mabeji yene tie ngarachela chelo miro nene ino copy ne.
Tajole tere di buku na ya a kole amadia la ke su buku le di ira.
I don't know whether they brought copies. Did you bring copies?
Entika penyo ka kelo copy maromo dano.
The organizers.
Loyop mago yobo yop entika temoniang kache copies tie me buku moromo.
Kozia ba tadi atiu bakari dridi ya buku de zero nzara ya nzolei.
Where are the organizers? Anyway, if you don't have them, must send quickly. It would have been better if they were here.
Gitika penyo loyop.
O maedzi buku de kendre mane de anza koro.
Your Excellency, I'm being informed that they have not brought enough copies.
They must organize to dispatch them quickly to the districts so that they can send them.
Entika wachune umierogenene giyobugi kelo copies maromo wegi pok district mapat.
President Ojo Drakole atina ko barwe mi asirwa dizea district ya sera.
Now, the equipping you to do the work is very correct.
Dong mini ungech weunge kit metimo tichu pire tek.
O vitiri kezodi drata tuireri.
I'm glad you're asking for new bicycles. I will buy new bicycles.
Dong gitika penyo lela pi LC1 enbe we lela manyen.
And the bicycles are
LC alonia di gari zera.
And the bicycles are very healthy. You should cycle. They are very good exercise.
Lela bene lela konyo madai lok mayor kumba kai ngweje kwede.
Gari tukani chui amala ko banginya isu ni mia yuka ruebe nyiri sai totro.
I like exercises. That's why you see me here. See me here very strong when I am 81 years old.
Eno wachi engire ka neno kita ene tie kometima yot ma teke tikumeno pien kari mwaka ne piara boru ya chel ene maro timo exercise.
President Ojoani ole ani sa vandro disi nyana kinyani inira iremu keroki ani kendre opo amalane ole avandrosi.
How would I have managed 2 rallies a day for the last 3 or something months every day? How would I manage if I was not fit?
Ka wono tamo en imwaga nene eno no romo beru ki rally ni ario ni na chel ni ning imwaga nene ka ono en dano mapekume yot.
Esu anaru ni kolo choe okpoko kari ja jojo ngbingbi eri odu alo siriani di yani kobi yakpe.
Especially the one of the midday when the sun is very, very strong.
mapat ke man ma me di chengi mano chengwok liet to twale
Oviru rondona sa itu olore ati sa aziadri de ande.
You the leaders are always intense. Me, I'm always out there with my people with the sun on us.
Why won't lo tela pole no tiegi wete ten ento en no chui wi cheng ka loke dano
Anyampa de anyolu tenti ubaledi aki aniri anikolo ankwesa yote si.
My soldiers wanted to put a cover on the land. But I said, please, don't. I want to be with my people. Let's be in the sun.
lo mo mamege achkari mamego no gimiero keto gimo oloto mageo cheng chewe ko peotim kumeno wega chung kumeno
Bakole ikoban tamasi anini ki anijo aniri anola anikolo ankweba aniritro.
In the sun, in the rain, we are always there with my people.
ma ene chui wi cheng chui wi kot ka chiel kedano kar no giti katimone kumeno
Kolu itudria e idria Samaria le maloba maritro.
So it's good for you to keep fit. The bicycle is very good, very, very easy exercise.
pemeno pere tekno mere neni kumu be mayot lela konyo mada
Ani chui le anya runisa tirusi kolu opongo aite kasi.
And no fuel, just
bene pe yenyo ne do pek moy ye kwanyo merchi gwelo stand tingwe
the only fuel for the bicycle is your fat. When you lose fat, that is the fuel.
mo mere melela ka eti angwe kwere ena ye mo mai kumi mana ingwejo no kok chwene
Kidzo nyi gari tu riko ranya rua na ekwina osanya rua riko ini.
The LC3 is maybe because of distance, we can go for the motorcycles.
PLC3 piane kabero mano uno loyo la chotwal mero pore mero ginen lok me pigi
Elisi natinile pikipiki karo kweni amala ya karini lolu atijore subcounty karina nza.
But actually, I already got a gift from the ones of electric motorcycles. I got a gift from some people. I'll give them.
And no meet me pigi man matio ke match magi charging. And no give me ne machalo meet and me mio.
So madize okwe anini pikipiki ati ebure au rerebu atwa oko drari lady pikipiki lady of vike anyelisi natineao.
So we shall see how it is to support you. As the Deputy Speaker was saying, we shall see how it is to support you so that you do your work.
Don't keep macharo mego speaker beroka wachune ene beneno yo mukene me konyo kowu tielo kowu wektij mameko beriot.
Disi terere a parliament irungwele speaker jokare anira gameti kondreara hadi anyini konyi di kengoni ai.
But also build lonyo in your homes.
Ento miero neni bene utiyu matek wek lonyo uberi dog odiu.
Ki anyintre anyiri barusi salo nyakole akolwa a.
Because it's not a good idea to have leaders who are in chan.
Pien pebe tutwal meberu kilo tela malu chan chawa duju.
Disi anituiku anyiba dritore oluka tesa abiriasi tako asini.
I'm very happy to see when I'm on this tour campaign, I get gifts from the people now. They have some cows and so on. Yesterday, a young man in Korea gave me 10 million shillings for the campaign. So our people are beginning to get out of Chan.
Watching en ye yo mada pien kumbete mai war campaign dana edo chako mine jamme mai no dano mi jamme bore la wo mai tie kole ngati mo mero katike kindano mine million apa ni ukon ko campaign eno nyoro ni aloga dong kabino
masi egwedra lete karite de bako yenga sita ko asipi mai gajore agasi sa baka milioni mudri edua.
So when I asked him, what are you doing? He said he had 4 schools. He is a jalonyo.
E karma ene penye ni inni mi achene ni man chene ni ini ti yuti jango wachi en e charwa ene ti lalonya.
Ate mazia ni di ajo kadi aduite yo jo aniri va skuru ngwimbi sua a.
Wachi ni itie ke gang kwan tike gang kwan en lalonya.
That's why we should move to have NRM members who are rich. All of them.
Do mi rwakanyo yo eno ne wekwa bero kilo member me NRM magitie kilimi chingi.
Disile di reality kole ovula kari I yangi ba NRM ari kole akolura statro.
These are the 5 tafara I would like to talk about today because of time. and I hope you will get the booklet and you use it to talk to everybody else.
Magi ene matafali abich ma ene tamo no miero lok pire kare man dong tiki genne ubinongo kopi me buki eni wako kwan onyang gen mati iye.
Lady letting bing bito mungwele matafali malelentru majota drieru rebati de situanye vanye subugu ni rairi anyi vanye tanze bati idrisawa.
Apoyo Matek Manzora.
Anzo kosi.
Apoyo.
Udong chingu ufola dit lobo pilok mabe ma eno wajitin. Dong wa mete wa 4 to 12. DJ wa bicheri lok me anthems. Anthems, please. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I have requests from NRM chairpersons of the districts to have a photo moment with you. I also have a request from the honorable ministers who are here and NRM flag bearers at the level of parliament to have a photo moment with you. If you allow this, I will inform them to come and have a photo moment with you. Okay. Can I have the chairpersons NRM from all the districts of Acholi to have a photo moment with the president? All the NRM flag bearers, members of parliament, and LC5, please. Yes, members of parliament. Yes, the chairpersons are. The next group will be NRM MP flag bearers and those ministers from the region here. Acholi sub-region. The next group that will have a photo moment with His Excellency are the converts, those who have seen light in the NRM. You can see them there.
Ka makuchel tika wat, walego dano meberu mot, ka welwa madit ladit lobo do a chige bimiru ngech ikumngo matie ingeye. Walego meberu mot.
Our converts there than us.